by skilling biology 5 first, which takes 4 days.
Right.
Oh, so
Yeah.
what? Then it would be like 24 days instead of 12?
Correct. That's what I was saying. Like if you train the biology skill
Cool.
even up to 4, then that would increase it to like 20 days or something like that. And there's no real drawback to that. So especially since you have that unallocated SP, you could actually slam in that unallocated SP to get biology 5 right now, and then activate the booster to get 24 days of accelerated training. That'd be pretty slick, actually.
Jesus. 3.8 billion ISK for this? They gave me shit that's worth like almost 5 billion ISK.
I mean, I was trying to tell you that, like, you and everybody else, that you're pretty much sorted for a lot of ISK for a while, because they give you Plex, they give you stuff, they give you those like a lot of stuff that's worth a lot of stuff. So, basically, to the people that are watching that know about EVE Online, there are different starter packs that you can get, and I think that he has the basic starter
Foreman, I think
pack.
it's called.
And then the Foreman, which the Foreman is like the biggest one. So that's why he has like 1,500 Plex and stuff. 1,500 Plex, by the way, is 3 months of game time. So that's
Omega game time.
Correct.
Right?
3 months of premium game time would be that.
And I think we already
Aderland, thank you so much for that.
Omega activated for 3 months.
Correct.
If you
go
like
into
90 days of Omega plus the Plex.
It's actually a little bit more than that, if I remember correctly, because I think that you actually have, and we can look into this afterwards, but you may actually have an MCT or an MT, whatever, the multiple character training thing. So there's two. They may have given it to you as a certificate, in which case you could sell that on the market, or they may have just automatically applied it to your account, which would mean that you could run 2 different characters training at the same time for the next 3 months or something.
That yesterday.
Yep.
How many trillions of Plex am I rolling in now? I have 1,500 trillion Plex. I think that would break the game.
That being said, one of the things I really like about the buddy code, not only does it give anybody who uses the buddy code 1 million free SP, which is 40 days of free-to-play training time, roughly, but you get bonuses if people activate Omega or buy Plex with that account. And it also like accumulates rewards. So not only do you get like a reward every time somebody activates, but you also get these accumulating rewards. And at 20 people, they give you 2,000 Plex. So it's.
So in other words, what he's saying in a very educated and polite way is use the code and spend money. So everybody benefits. That's pretty much what he's saying. Okay.
That's awesome. No, this is Ashrothi, and I am tutoring or mentoring or whatever Flambass. Is that right? Flambass. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That last one.
I'm working on it. My dyslexia and like just general like badness with names.
Don't focus on how it's written. Just listen to the way that it's said. It's Flambass.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to watch your stream.
People usually get confused because it's like flame base, and I'm like, there's no E, first of all. And sure, some people are gonna call me Flambass, some are gonna call me Flambass, but either or is fine.
Flambino, I can do. Flambino, I can do.
You can do that.
All right. We may just go with that one. All right.
Sure.
So what you have open right now is called the agency, and this is the thing that I kind of was wanting to go into first.
Shit. Hold on. What is this?
Oh, that's telling you that you went Omega, I think.
So just continue?
Yeah, you can hit continue. This basically just means that pops up the first time you log in once you've activated an Omega account.
Aha, okay.
Okay, so here's the agency. The agency is basically a breakdown of all the different kind of activities and things to do. So it not only gives you instructions about these tasks, but often will help you find them, depending on what it is. So it's divided into different subcategories. Agents and missions are closer to the quests and stuff, like the career agents and other kinds of quests. If you click on it at the top, you'll see that there's different types of missions. The combat missions is always just shooting dudes, basically. Distribution missions is hauling things around.
There was this one thing that you mentioned that I'm gonna have to do at some point that takes like half an hour. And I told you I would like to finish that first set of missions that I had active yesterday. So maybe should we do that today?
If you want to finish your career agents, you can do the career agents. In particular, I don't believe that we did exploration career agent, and I think that that's a pretty important one. And then after the career agents, you can do the Sisters of Eve epic arc, which is like I said, it's like a 50 mission long. It's more than 30 minutes. I'll put it that way.
50 missions, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, most of them are really short though. Like it's a lot of like, go here, talk to this guy, go here, talk to this guy, go here, look at this thing, come back. Okay, now go here and blow it up. Now come back. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, we need a goal, something to do anyway. So what? I just go for exploration career path.
Yes, I would recommend the exploration career path.
Start conversation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, what do we get? Following objective, blah blah blah. 5 missions. Acquire these goods. Drop off location, item. The following rewards will be 1 proof of discovery anomalies.
Right. So exploration career agents are going to progressively take you through the process of finding things out in space. The first step is the easiest. It's just anomalies. So if you accept that and undock, we can explain how to find anomalies.
Okay. Let me just quickly check if this thing has anything that I don't want to lose. Wait, not there. Here. Item hanger. Ship hanger. This is the only thing that's actually on board my ship, right? Ammo. I think.
It doesn't actually matter for this part. There's no threats. There's no.
I mean, if I get blown up, that's what I'm saying.
Right, that and whatever's in your fit, yeah. But this is you're in a Corvette. Corvettes are literally free.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, before we go though, skill researching. I don't think. Oh, in 30 seconds, the last thing ends. Nice timing.
Oh yeah, good timing.
So what? I just go with drones 5. You said when this is done.
Well, you can go with gunnery. Actually, I would go with, if you're going to stick with Amar ships, I would actually get like capacitor. What is it? Capacitor management. Should be in engineering.
I need to buy and train that. So that's what, 39,000 ISK?
Yep.
Okay.
The reason why this is so important is Amar use lasers, and lasers are capacitor hungry. So
wrong one. What's wrong one? What do you mean?
No, that's corporation management.
Oh, did you not? What did you say?
Capacitor management. You can use this. It's in engineering.
I saw just C management, and I just went for it.
Oh boy, no! You can. One of the ways I like to do it is in the search bar in the top right of that section. You can just type in the first couple of letters, like CAP for cap, and it should filter out a whole bunch of them.
Capacitor system operation, capacitor management. Is that the one?
Probably both of those are good, but capacitor management is going to be your more essential.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it cost me what, 7 minutes and 30,000 is big deal.
Well, you also don't need to train it right away. You can put it like lower in your thing. Besides, if you stay in the game, who knows? You may want to have your own corporation.
Oh, this takes 2 days. Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah. So if you move it above, then it would knock. No, you're an Omega now, so you can have as many. Your skill queue doesn't have a limit. Time limit.
Yeah, I mean, we can drop some shorter ones
Yeah.
Like while I'm playing at least, and then when I'm off, just let the other ones.
Warp drive.
But which shorter ones would you recommend? Like
So you're going to be looking
speaking
at
in minutes and hours tops.
you'll want to look through the gunnery skills because there's a lot of skills in gunnery that isn't tied to a specific weapon system. So things like surgical strike. Hold on.
Small hybrid turrets, small precursor weapon.
Yeah, not the ones that say that a type of thing, like or small or medium or large. You're looking for things like rapid fire, motion prediction, sharpshooting, surgical strike, trajectory analysis.
Well, I mean, we have controlled bursts.
Control
motion
burst is a good
prediction.
one. Yep, all of those are good.
Okay. And then sharpshooter, rapid firing. I think I already upgraded that once.
And of course, the skill gunnery itself.
Surgical strike, trajectory analysis, Vorton projector operation.
Vortron is a type of weapon system, so not that one.
That's at 26 million. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we just go from top to bottom with control bursts. How much is that one? 7 hours. That one can go on top there.
So these are what's called turret support skills, right? So there are specific turret skills, like small hybrid turrets will make you better at small hybrid turrets. But there are certain skills that make you better at all turrets, the turret support skills. So, for instance, rapid firing will make your turrets fire faster. That's good for any turret. Motion control makes your turret track better. Cool. Controlled bursts make your turrets cost less capacitor. That's a little bit more dependent since projectiles don't take capacitor, but you as an Amar pilot, your lasers take the most capacitor. So you actually get the most benefit out of control bursts of all of the weapon systems. Other such things too, but that's what that set of skills are too. Or, that's what that set of skills are.
Well, we got 3 days of stuff.
Another good way to find what to train is you find the ship that you like, and then you can look at that ship's mastery. Mastery 5 is nonsense, but if you look at like Mastery 3 and 4, you'll see what skills are particularly good at making that ship good.
Okay. So,
Warp drive. Active.
how am I supposed to know where I need to go to find these anomalies?
Okay, so once you've undocked, which I sorry, we were talking about so many other things.
Yeah, I'm undocked.
To the left of your HUD, there's a bunch of buttons, right? 2 columns of buttons. The left column has your from top to bottom is your cargo hold, your tactical scanner, and then your tactical overlay, and then your scanner. Click on the scanner, and it'll pull up 4 more scanners. One of them is your probe launcher. You'll want to look at your probe launcher or your probe window.
Probe scanner?
Yep, that one's it. Probe scanner.
Okay.
Your probe scanner tells you all of the things that are in space in the system with you. Okay. The first thing I'd like to do is not make this full screen because I don't like it when something blocks my view of my overview and other such stuff. So at the top of the screen, it says the name of the system, and then to the right of that, there's like a box, and then close it and minimize it button. Click on the box within a box, and then just make it a floating window.
This one?
I'm looking at your stream delay, unfortunately, at the moment. Yes, but that one.
Oh, I think I did start the
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the share screen. So it says full screen, dock left, dock right, floating.
Yeah,
you want floating?
I like floating personally. Now, the probe scanner sub area of that map, like there's a box that says probe scanner at the top. In that area is another box inside of a box. If you click on that, it'll pop the probe scanner out of the map itself. And now, once you've done that, you can close the map completely and keep the probe scanner open, telling you what's in the system with you without having the big map open.
Okay.
Now that we're there are 2 types of things on your probe scanner. there are things that are green and there are things that are red. The things that are green are known as anomalies. Anomalies are, well, they're exactly what you see here. They are places that anyone can warp to from any time. There's no special equipment required to access them, although some of them may have acceleration gates or other things that restrict access. But anybody can warp to them at any time. The signatures are the X's, and those require probing down using specialized equipment.
Okay.
So
I just go to one of the green ones.
so you need to go to an anomaly training site, I think is its name.
Anomaly training. Well, that one is a combat site.
Yeah, it's going to be considered a combat site. But
Oh, okay.
because it's not an ore site, basically.
So just warp within.
Yep, just warp to it.
Where did you learn to speak English? Is it just that you have an excellent mastery of it and hope your recovery is doing well? Where did I learn it? I mean, school, TV, and additional. What's it called? Like extra lessons. Thank you for 9. Fire Kitchen, thank you for the raid of 9. There we go. Are you a CCP employer? I don't know who you're asking. If it's me, no.
Permission requested.
They're actually, I think CCP. Shoot, hold on.
Warp drive active.
I think that CCP may have a couple people in the chat, but neither of the
Maybe.
people in the stream right now work for CCP. No.
You don't gonna need it, but you don't have ammo.
He's still in a Corvette. The Corvette uses civilian weapons that don't use ammo, but he also has an ammo in his cargo hold. But either way, so all this is doing is telling you about the different types of anomalies. So you need to actually loot that can. The can will have some equipment for you that you'll use in the rest of the exploration missions.
What can?
There's a box that says training container in your overview.
Training container. In my overview.
Yes, the overview is the thing on the
would
right
be
that looks like a
this.
big spreadsheet.
Wait, oh.
Your overview is the spreadsheet on the right. Yeah, it says overview at the top. It is.
Okay.
It tells you everything that's going on in space around you.
So training container, that's where I need to go?
Correct. And you can either radial menu on it, radial menu up to open it, or you can just right click and access container, or you can left click on it. And now it's in your selected item window in the top left. Once it's in your selected item, there's like a box that's open symbol that will open it for you.
I'm not sure I understood that last part. Like, if I have it selected here.
So in the top left corner of your screen, there's a section called the selected item window. It says selected item at the top.
Oh, it's a problem for me
Sorry,
to look at this part of the.
Top right. Well, you can turn the camera to make it a darker. 'cause
No,
it's
no,
got
that's
the
not what I
navigable
meant.
behind it.
Top of the screen is still kind of
Move
too
it.
high for me.
Click it. Click. Bring it back to the. Bring it to the bottom. All these windows are movable. Grab the selected item window, move it to the bottom.
That's okay. We can do it like this.
Okay. Well, either way, your selected item window allows you to like perform basic actions on them. So one of the buttons allows you to open it. Is all I was saying. You may want you may want to adjust some of your UI eventually to accommodate.
Yeah, when I get used to it, when I know how to do it properly.
My UI is nothing, or it doesn't look like yours in several key ways, so it's totally fine. All right, so now that you've gotten the equipment, I think that you're good to go, and you can just head home.
Yeah, it said take the sample and come back. Hey, Polito. This game looks amazing, but seems very complicated. I believe that is 2 out of 2. Beautiful and complicated.
It is complicated, but I like to call Eve a rabbit hole, not a sandbox, or not a not just a sandbox, but like I call it the rabbit hole. And the reason why is because like the game itself isn't very complex. It's not very like at any given point, there isn't actually that much you need to know in order to understand the thing that you're doing, right? Most tasks in Eve are actually relatively simplistic when you break it down. It's the depth comes from how interconnected things are. So as soon as you try to like chase the tail of something, one thing leads into the other, which leads into the other. There's always exceptions. Everything gets used by something or comes from somewhere. And so if you try to understand what's happening, you can quickly get vertigo as you like stare down this giant tunnel. But otherwise, if you just like focus on your little spot and like enjoy the part that you're doing and incrementally gain more and more experience, every time you get bored, add another thing. Then you'll begin to, dive down the rabbit hole.
Ship for this?
So
For this next one?
yes.
But it says follow the instructions from your agent and progress to the end of the Cosmic Signature training course. I mean, that's
right.
literally nothing.
So go ahead and open up your item hanger. We're gonna get this tormentor set up for you to use.
Do I need to get in?
Just double click on it and then double click on it again to get in it, and then open up your fitting window and your item hanger.
Oh, this thing has a lot more module slots. 4, 3, 3, extra 3. Rig slot, high, medium, and low. Okay. So what do we need to do?
All right. So next, we're going to open up our item hanger, and you're going to look for, or actually, no, you're going to look inside of the Punisher that you just had because you looted some stuff. So go ahead and click on the Punisher, and you should see like a. Did you not loot this? Wasn't there a probe launcher, or is there something else now? Am I lost now? Hold on. Do you have anything in your item hanger?
Nothing new.
Okay.
Like they gave me just the ship, nothing extra.
It's still anomalies? Why does it say cosmic signatures then? Okay. Oh, I think I understand. I think undock.
Thank you for 29, Kenny.
I know it's about to happen. Go ahead and undock.
Without weapons or anything.
Without weapons or anything.
Okay.
You could throw a prop on it, I guess, if you wanted to, but it doesn't really matter. Remember, you're not doing combat missions anymore, so there's not going to be anything shooting at you in any of these things, hopefully.
Please click on your item hanger and stack all. Oh, you can just put the, like, those metal salvage thingies one on top of the other?
Yep, they'll stack into a pile. Okay, so now you can just hit warp to location on your agent mission.
Mm-hmm.
All this mission is going to be doing is introducing you to the types of signatures you will be encountering, which really there's only like 3 or 4, which really there's only like 3, but whatever.
Okay. Looks like a cat's toenail. Oh, shit. Okay. Sisters of Eve. This would have been very useful to know. Well, decently useful to know at the beginning, but I guess I chose a different route. 2.5 kilometers from it. Okay. Guess we just approach. Oh, I guess I'm standing right next to it. And activate.
Warp drive active.
Eve Online Simplified. Right click and drag and drop everything.
Cass, I guess. But the other half of it is just realize that boredom is a mechanic that's telling you that it's time to expand.
Cargo rig named Exploration Supplies. Core probe launcher and 8 core scanner probes. Take them both. Okay.
There you go. That's what I was thinking that you already had gotten in the last can.
Yeah, I guess you have to get it remotely later.
Yeah. Well, that's why, again, I thought that that's what you scooped up in the last can. I didn't notice either way. But yeah, so that probe launcher is how you're going to scan down signatures in the future.
Okay. So they can find cosmic anomalies, cannot get a good reading on cosmic signatures. Signatures are an entirely different class of hidden sites. To be able to warp to them, you need to use the scan probes. Ooh, this is probably a good idea to play nice and slow offline and read everything in detail.
Well, there's actually, if you open up the agency, there is a help section. And in the help section, there's a series of videos that break down all of these things in very small chunks. So whichever piece of it that you need to know about, there's a little
Yeah, but that's not what I meant. I meant like just sit and read nice and slow and try to remember stuff.
That's fair.
This is gonna be like this exploration is literally gonna be teaching me a bunch of stuff with a shit ton of text.
Not really. And I can quickly sum up all of the text that they're about to say to you if you want. Because all they're doing is telling you about the different types of sites. And it's really easy. There are combat sites that are combat. There are data and relic sites where you hack for money. And there are gas sites with gas in it. There, I just explained all of the text that you're about to read.
Okay. So what do I actually need to do right now?
Now you just need, so you see the acceleration gate?
Yeah.
You should go through the acceleration gate. Activate the acceleration gate.
I think I already did that, so this is another one.
Yeah, so basically...
Do I need to equip these things first?
You can't right now, but you're going to need them for the next one. So you got to take them with you. So the way the acceleration gates work, just to give you an idea, from CCP's perspective, they would call this area a dungeon. And they would call each individual pocket a room, and those acceleration gates are called doors. So in other words, basically when a site gets created that has specified encounters, often there will be acceleration gates that point you to those pockets. So that way you have to use the acceleration gates to get into those little areas, and the acceleration gates kind of lead you through whatever the scenario is, whether it's a mission or anomaly or
so you can't reach some of these areas without the acceleration gate?
Actually, anything that involves an acceleration gate usually is dead space, which means even if somebody scanned you down now and then warped directly to you, they would land on the opening acceleration gate. They would land at the entrance of the dungeon. All dead space. All warps to all locations within a dead space pocket is in relative to the beacon of the dead space pocket itself, not the thing that you probe down or warp to.
That's
a little complicated.
What you said, but sure.
Just realize that basically the short of it is that if you see an acceleration gate, chances are your goal is to go through the acceleration gate.
Yeah, okay.
Think of it as like the door to the next room.
We're now inside some sort of data. Okay.
Yeah, so this is just saying data sites and relic sites are the sites that you scan down to hack the cans. So data sites use data analyzers, relic sites use relic analyzers. With data sites, you usually are getting blueprints and decryptors, and some of the harder, more complex sites are data sites because you're breaking into different facilities and stuff. Relic sites are like archaeology. So you use a relic analyzer and you usually get things like salvage and stuff. Relic sites are generally more consistent good ISK, with data sites being kind of more spiky.
So what exactly do we do here then?
You just use the acceleration gate.
Ah,
Like I said, each of these rooms, they're just going to explain each one of them. So the first gate is data, the next gate is probably going to be relic, and then they say gas, and then they kick you out, and they say, good job, you now know.
yeah, it's pretty much a tutorial.
Well, yeah, you're doing, this is step 2 of the exploration career agent. The rest of the missions that you have are going to be scanning down the trainer version of each of these kinds of sites and going and looking at them.
Okay.
However, if you enjoy the scanning hacking stuff, it is a great way for new players to get money. It's a great way for anybody to get money. It's great for streamers to do. And it's the kind of thing that, like, if you like, I want to do this, then the second that you're done with these tutorials, we can get directly, dive as deep into exploration as you want.
I just feel like this particular stuff that we're doing right now, I'd be much better off doing on my own solo without streaming or anything.
I mean,
it's a lot easier when you can just soak it up at your own pace, read and try to remember stuff. Because you can dish out like a shit ton of information for me, and I'm just gonna remember small fraction.
Correct.
And it's like I'm gonna forget it in 2 minutes.
That's fair. And exploration really breaks down to 2 mechanical processes: the scanning down of sites and the hacking of cans. And those are 2 kind of mini games. So if you're not, if you want to do something else, obviously we can do anything you want, more or less. If something else tickles your fancy.
Well, I don't see an acceleration gate where I am right now, so I guess that's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
looks like you're done.
Dock. Okay. I'll just close this.
Warp drive active.
Combat missions? Yeah, I think we're gonna switch to something that's not this, because this, like, at a moment, like, it's not a bad thing. Like, this is very much appreciated part of the game. I just feel like I'd be much better off just doing this completely off stream, nice and slow, read, try to remember, try to piece the puzzles together, and then have questions. And then with those questions, get answers that are going to be useful. Oh, thank you for the cheer, Paulito. Much appreciated it.
I think that your instincts might be correct on this one, because it really is, of all of the different things to learn in EVE Online, this is one of the more, like, alien. It's kind of, it does take a lot of people time, or some people a lot of time, to understand how to scan or how to hack. Some people take to it like a fish to water, but I can definitely understand your sentiment. So
yeah, and the problem is, at the moment, the whole reading part is a little bit challenging. So
absolutely,
like, this is definitely gonna be a lot better doing some other time. Okay, so
well, so we can open up the agency and look at the other kind of things there are to do in the game, if you would like. So, as I was saying, in the agents and missions section, there's the mission agents area, and that shows you the different kind of agents there are in the game. You have security agents, which are just standard combat missions. Distribution agents, which are literally like hauling contracts. So, like, here, take this from here to here, and you do it. And so that way
we're going for combat.
Yeah. And then mining agents, is mining. R&D agents and locator agents are special. R&D agents actually generate data cores, which are used in research for you once you've befriended them. And then locator agents are agents that allow you to find another player that is somewhere in space, right? So, and these are like, so you don't actually run you would run security agents, gain standings with a corporation, and then that allows you to use their locator agents to find people. So,
what is the difference between military career path and advanced military career path?
Military career path is basic. Here's how to shoot at things. Advanced military career path tackles things like propulsion jamming, scramming and stuff like that. If you haven't done the military advanced military career path, because my brain's now scrambled, then
I've done the advanced military path.
Oh, you did?
That was the first 10 missions.
Oh, that's hilarious. So you did the advanced military without doing the military. Well, I mean,
yeah,
you could knock out the military if you wanted to, but honestly, like, It's not that necessary.
Here we go again.
So
So wait, is this the advanced military career path? Is it just one set of 10 missions and you're
Yes.
done? Like if I wanted to do it again, it would be exactly the same.
Correct. Yes. Like I said, the
Aha, so
career.
you get only one set of missions. I thought this was gonna like keep giving you new set
No,
of missions.
these are tutorials. The career agents are tutorials.
Okay.
That's why you would go to the agents and mission section and check out combat or security agents, and then we would start doing real combat security missions if you wanted to get into mission running as your thing.
Which one did you say you would go to?
Mission agents,
Mission agents?
and then security agents.
Agents looking for hard guns, either for protection or intimidation. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is kind of like the Eve questing, right? So there's different corporations. So there's different filters on the side. You can choose, how far away you want to see agents, what group you want to work for, all that kind of stuff. And agents are broken down into 4 levels, which is, each agent's level is the level of missions that they give you. So at first, you're going to start out with level 1 missions, which are relatively easy, can be done in a frigate, and then you'll gain standings with the corporation, which will allow you to start doing level 2 missions, level 3 missions, and finally level 4 missions.
So I just go from agent level to put that at level 1? And then distance, current system?
You don't want to be in the current system because everything here is tutorial. So,
okay, then 2 jumps away.
Yeah, sure.
Security status, high sec.
Yes, you'll want only agents in high sec.
Faction. I guess I just go with Amar.
You don't have to filter it by these things. It looks like there's only 1 agent within 2 jumps of you, which you could expand how many jumps you're looking at because 2 jumps is relatively small.
Well, I mean, we can do this one since it's this guy.
Right, but if you want to run if you want to run missions for the Theology Council, you can get started right now.
What do you mean?
You can see that he works for the Theology Council.
Yeah.
So if you go and work for him, you're going to be running missions for the Theology Council. You're going to start gaining standings with the Theology Council.
Okay.
Which will unlock like higher level missions for the Theology Council.
Okay, and is that good, bad, whatever?
Well, it controls. When you finish a mission, you get ISK as just a raw payout, but then you also get a thing called loyalty points. And loyalty points are like frequent flyer miles. So you can't like cash them out or trade them or sell them or anything like that. But what you can do is you can trade them in when you have enough to get cool stuff and then sell that on the market, right? So in this case, each corporation has different things on their loyalty point store.
In other words, you're trying to tell me that I should focus on something that actually has some really useful, cool stuff.
Only if you want to. Right now, you just kind of, do whatever you want, man. Like, you're just learning how the ropes. So this one being closest might be beneficial to you. Long term, yes, you'll want to choose if you want to get into mission running, you'll want to choose which, at least what race you're going to want to start running missions for, if that makes sense.
Race.
Right, of the 4 empires, like Amar, Minmatar, Galente, Caldari.
Factions.
Faction, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I did say, Amar, and then Corp, any Corp, is that a difference?
Well, that's if you wanted to filter out, if you say, I absolutely want to only find mission agents from this corporation. But again, you only have one option in this area. So you either can expand your filter or you can just go work for him, which is perfectly fine.
Okay, well, we got a couple of guys with 3 jumps here, for example.
There you go.
So this is Imperial Armaments, Ministry of Internal Order. So I guess Imperial Armaments sounds like something we could use.
Most likely. And if you want to know what kind of things you can go to that station and look at the loyalty point store to see what's there. There is a website, Fuzzworks has a loyalty point calculator that's actually very handy because it'll break down the actual like value of each item in the loyalty point store to help you find out where the good, what kind of corporations offer good stuff. One of the short of it is that a lot of people like Sisters of Eve loyalty points, but otherwise it really doesn't matter. Just you can go and do it, like pick any agent and just go start checking out level 1 missions if you want.
Okay, so when you say, oh, thank you for the raid. What is that? Z Killer Hero. Appreciate it. Welcome. So I just right click and start conversation with this guy.
Set destination. You need to go there to talk to them to get their missions.
Okay.
And then
So
grab
now
your
just
Punisher.
unlock?
Well, you want to bring your Punisher, not your.
I think I'm already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check your fitting just real quick, so that way, because I think somebody gave you, or you have an okay fitting. Oh, how much ammo do you have?
How much ammo do I have?
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to load your guns, I think.
Ship.
It's in your ship.
Punisher.
So click on the Punisher itself.
Well, I did.
No,
do you mean?
on the left-hand panel, like
Yeah?
you're currently selecting ship hanger. Above that is the Punisher. If you click on
Oh, here. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, you're good. Just go ahead and undock and start heading to your career agent.
Do I need to drop these up here?
I mean, you don't have. You can grab one and drop them there if you want, or you can load it once you get in space.
Okay, so which one of these would you actually suggest?
Standard is your mid-range and lowest capacitor usage, so you can load that for now. Multi-frequency is going to be your short range, and infrared is your long range.
All right. Lasers don't use ammo. Never played MR. It's complicated. Let's put it that way. Yes and no. So where do I need to go?
Well,
go
you have your auto.
Harbor?
Your destination is set on the left, and the next system is always going to be highlighted yellow.
Yep. I just wanted to see what's it called on the left before I look for it on the right.
Also, once you jump through a system, the next system in your destination should always be the selected item in the selected item window.
Lasers use ammo. It's just in form of crystals. They don't have a reload time, but the crystals will eventually burn out. Yeah, and apparently some use these crystals and some use them so little that they basically don't use them.
Well, no, so the starter weapons, the civilian weapons, which all civilian equipment means like rookie newbie equipment, never use it again, basically. But civilian guns don't use ammo, but otherwise it does. And the crystals, Tech 1 crystals don't use ammo at all, or don't consume at all. You can fire if that's like a normal standard and not like an Imperial Navy standard crystal, then he can fire that all day long and it'll never break. If it's faction or Tech 2, then yes, they do break after like 1,000 shots or something like that. But like in that case, you just have to carry an extra set of 4 crystals, or however many crystals you have for your gun, and it's way better than having to carry 10,000 rounds.
Yeah, I guess so. Thank you for the sub, my dude. Welcome to the team.
Apparently you have a lot of contracts that are still left unopened.
Warp drive active.
Okay.
So it'd be Neocom, finance, contracts.
So this particular person is offering me 8 ships?
Yep. So they gave you a bunch of
7?
newbie frigates, or like, good, cool frigates for 0 ISK. Not newbie.
Okay.
These are the kind of things I still use.
Cool. How am I gonna know where these are?
It says in the contract it's in Gita 44, which is the main trade hub of the game.
That's 47 jumps away.
Well,
I'll be
we're-
there next year.
we're not going to worry about that. And if there's actually a way to get there faster, so don't worry about it.
I still need to be jumping, do I?
Yeah, now you need to be docking because you're where the station is.
Warp drive active.
Oh, we already done that.
Goodwin, that sounds close enough that I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm pretty sure that you're right. I don't know if faction's 2,000 or 4,000, but I'm pretty sure it was the Tech 2 is
What's this?
1,000.
Bunch of modules, frigate, and a bunch of modules.
This is actually what you see here is
That's not too far.
since the modules are kind of indented a little bit, what that's actually saying is that this is a magnate and this is its fit. Like this is inside of it. So there's a magnate is an Amarian exploration frigate. So they're giving you a fit exploration frigate with a skin inside of it to activate if you want.
Jesus. You guys are giving me so much stuff that I don't even know how to use yet.
And that one is where you were. So when you go back to do your exploration missions, that magnate will make them a lot easier for you.
Nice. So, okay, I arrived here.
Right. So now on the side, there are two different agents. The one that's offered, that's the career agent. You can ignore that for now. But you can see that one that's a level 1 security agent.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that's the other one.
Yeah.
Huh?
If you double click on him, then he will start offering you missions.
Drop off location, 20 ship crew.
Oh my gosh, they give you a Worlds Collide first and foremost. This should be fun.
What do you mean? I don't know what you just said, literally.
The name of the mission is Worlds Collide. The level 4 the level 4 mission version of this is like the one that has killed my battleships the most. But either way, at level 1 it should be fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Everything's fine. Just go ahead and accept it.
Okay. All right.
So one thing to note, by the way, in this instructions, was the corporation that you're going to be attacking. So if you open back up the mission information at the top where that check mark is, or yeah, it shows like well, this is actually a bad example. Never mind. Go ahead and close this and undock.
Okay. So we
I
just undock and go?
Yep.
Okay.
There's often a symbol that shows you who you're going to be fighting in the mission. And you'll want to be paying attention to that because if the mission is sending you to go after another one of the core 4 empires, generally you want to decline that mission. So that way you don't lose standings with another core empire and then get kicked out of their space. But this one does not have that problem. It's 2 different pirate factions. So go ahead and set destination.
Here, right?
Yep. So in this case, this mission is not taking place in the same system that you're in. So you set the destination and it happens to be next door. So go ahead and jump through the Stargate to head next door.
Okay.
Warp drive active.
Ship Orca Industrial Command Ship. Also in Jita
Matthew,
4.
I don't disagree with you.
Jita or Jita? How do you read it?
Most people say Jita.
Okay. So what is an Orca?
An Orca is an industrial command ship, which is a pretty darn valuable mining ship and the biggest mining ship that you can use in HiSec.
Oh shit!
It's worth about 1 to 2 billion, depending on how the market is reacting to the industry changes today.
Okay. Once again, no fucking idea how to use it, but thanks.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how to use it. You know how to use that? You turn around and put it on the market for money.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
okay, so we're here.
Yes. So now, once again, you can.
Wait, do I just what?
All right. Well, that's weird instructions. Go ahead and right-click in space.
Mm-hmm.
You see how it says "World Collides"?
Here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, yep. Warp to location.
Location.
Yep.
Okay.
Now you're gonna want to turn your
Drive active.
you're probably gonna want to turn your armor upper on,
Okay.
just in case,
That would be
just so you don't forget.
Armor repairer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then if you want to take that web, which is the second thing on the second row, and drag and drop it on the top row. Yep, right there. Yep. Now F1 attacks with your gun, and F2 webs them.
Oh Jesus, fuck! That's a lot
There-
of ships.
There's a lot of ships, but they're far away. So if you scroll out, you'll get a better picture of what's going on in this room. There are 2 acceleration gates. There's 1 acceleration gate? Hold on. Yeah, there's 2 acceleration gates. They're coming for you. I would pick one of them and start fighting. Pick one of the groups and start charging after them to go fight.
Okay. I mean, they're 120 kilometers away.
Yep. You have to kill one of the 2 groups at least in order to activate their gate. And since they're all charging after you, you might as well,
12 kilometers.
just go ahead and start approaching one. Yeah, whatever. And then hit your afterburner.
Hold on. We're gonna. Oh, I can't do the thing yet. Okay.
And then when you get closer, you can fight them.
So you are just sending me against like, what is this? 10, 15 ships, and you're pretty confident.
I mean, I'm not the one doing it. The mission agent is. So we'll see whether or not you do all right, or whether or not we have to get you a better ship. But level one missions should be able to be done in a frigate. So
This is a lot of shit to kill, though. Okay.
it is, but they're small, so they should pop quick.
You're running out of cap. What do you mean?
No, he's not. Hover over hover over your crystal. To see what. Hover over your gun to see what its range is.
12.
Okay, so you're going to want to wait till you're at least 12 kilometers before you start shooting, but you can probably start locking them up now. So click the ones that are closest to you.
I can't do it yet.
If you hold down control and start clicking on them, hold control and start clicking on them in the overview, yeah, then that'll start locking them.
Okay, wasn't that the closest one?
Well, you can see them on the overview. You can. I always use the overview to, or not always, but I try to use the overview for such things. So you can start firing on the closest guys now if you lock them. You've got people that you can fire at. See, they die fast.
That was an insta fucking
kill. Yeah, you're going to want to start locking them quick though. They're also not doing any damage to you if you haven't noticed, so you're fine. If you can control, so now you can practice using them to both for navigation. You can double click to move in a manually pilot in a specific direction. I would recommend practicing more with the radial menu. I think I taught you about that. And get used to locking things up and shooting at them.
Is my gun not okay? Why is this one taking so bloody long?
Probably because you're too far away from it. Hey,
oh, he's literally right next to me.
Also, it looks like that one's a destroyer, so it's probably a little bit stronger than the other ones you were fighting.
Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, never mind.
So again, I would recommend doing radial menu for orbit distances and such.
So you would want me to right click
and hold, and then up and to the right is orbit. And you can set a custom orbit distance by going past, further out from the center of the radial menu.
That simply seems like something that's a lot longer time to use right now than just clicking them like this.
Well, you don't have to search for something on the menu, and it's just a gesture, but it's up to you, man.
Oh, They're barely doing any damage to shields, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah, in fact, if you want to turn off your armor repper, you don't actually need to be running your armor repairer until you get to armor. I just wanted to make sure if like you landed and things just got suddenly crazy, that a lot of people, you know, when things get nuts, panic a little bit, and then that's when you forget to do things or make mistakes. Then it's when you forget to put on your armor repper, you know?
I literally couldn't click on him that way. Load close range crystals. That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll do that for the next
But
room.
we're done with that pretty much.
So now you can activate the closer acceleration gate to you. And if you right click on your gun, you can switch it to multi-frequency. So then you'll have the closer range ammo when you get to the other side. And now you want to hover over the gun again to know what your new optimal range is.
True. 5. Yeah, that's pretty much where we were fighting.
Yep.
Afterburner was running the entire time.
Yeah.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Generally, it's good. Although if you're having problems like maneuvering or whatever, you can just turn it off because it's making you go faster. So if you were having problems like staying in range or keeping in control, you technically can turn off the afterburner when you don't need it. But especially if you're fighting bigger things in that ship, that afterburner's and then the speed it gives you is what's going to protect you from being killed. But when you're fighting these small things, either way.
Okay, so what? There's 3 of them? How am I supposed to know which... yeah, by the time I arrive, whatever. Which ship type am I basically fighting?
Well, you can see in the picture, or you can do a show info. That, but oh, you mean like frigate or destroyer or whatever? So if you see on the overview the triangle, you're fighting 2 little tiny triangles. That means that they're frigates. If they were a little triangle with a little bit of an extra block at the bottom, it'd be a destroyer.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was a bit focused on trying to make this shit work. Repeat that later. Hold on.
Well,
fuck, I'm clicking the wrong thing all the time. Am I not shooting? What the fuck? Yeah. Good to be back, Jack. Thank you for 7 months, dude. Okay, I'm getting my ass handed to me by these guys far more than those ones before. Simply because I'm being clumsy.
somebody just contracted me in Orca too, apparently.
Oh shit, nice.
I will use it.
I will not keep it range.
Only when prompted,
Like
Matt.
those other ones were working far better for me than these ones.
The crystals?
Yeah.
Well, 2 things. One, you can also web your target. So F2 will web them, which will slow them down, which makes it easier for you to control them. And one of the advantages of lasers is that it takes basically no time at all to swap crystals. So all you have to do is stop shooting, right click, select the new crystal, and start shooting again.
Okay. These fuckers got reinforcements. Bruh! Being outgunned. Well, maybe not outgunned, but outnumbered for sure. Jesus. Come on. Holy
You have
shit, this
activated
thing
my
ain't
trap
dying.
card.
Wait, I ain't shooting! I was like, why is he not getting any damage? Okay, alright. Forget about that, chat.
Hey man, that's what this game is all about. You just keep getting deeper and deeper.
I'm like, what the shit? I just like he's not doing any damage. Well, I'm not doing any damage is what I meant. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Why am I so far away?
Well, because that new wave spawned.
No, these guys were much closer to me. I think
Well,
I just buggered off from them.
Well, there's a chunk of them that were close, and then another group came
Yeah,
in.
I
from
think
further
after I
away.
killed the last guy and stopped
Yeah.
orbiting around him, I think
Oh,
I just buggered off from the rest of them.
yeah, that actually happens too. So if you're orbiting a target and it gets destroyed, you just start having a straight vector directly forward from that point on. If you are approaching a target and they are destroyed, your ship stops. So when I'm about to destroy a target, generally I like to do a double click in space to do a manual piloting. So that way I have control over what's happening, and then I do like the next orbit. Or I will orbit a target that's going to be like my last target out of the group. So that way I can kill all of the rest of them
Yeah.
without having to worry about it.
Not a bad idea.
And later on, so like one of the things that you can do is have what's called a Nosferatu, which drains the enemy's capacitor and gives it to you. And when you have that, that allows you to like require more capacitor than you would be able to do on your own. So I like to take like a little buddy, right? I like to pick a little buddy in the wave, and that's my good buddy. He just sits there and he gets nosed and orbited the entire time, and then I use him to kill everyone else. And then, we kill our buddy.
Every time I try to use my close range, these fuckers run away, and then I switch to long range, and then they get closer.
Well, again, the advantage to the lasers is that they switch instantly. Other weapon systems take like 5 to 10 seconds to swap.
Do you need to start shooting again?
Yeah, you stop shooting, you swap your ammo, and then you start shooting again. Also, if a guy gets killed, it doesn't just swap to the next target. You have to hit F1 every single time.
Yeah, that's why I pretty much stopped shooting like 3 times in this fight so far.
Yeah, and that's what we're learning. By the way, you can add additional targets that you can lock with target management and advanced target management skills.
Oh yeah, I heard you can like lock more stuff. I think these have like 12 kilometers, right? Yep. Cool. Okay. Yeah, at the beginning this was very confusing. So getting a little bit better at it. I know half the people in chat are ripping their hair out of their heads, watching me being so confused and lost.
It's
F1 is for shooting. Click it. I mean, I know F1 is for shooting, but I didn't realize I wasn't shooting. That's the thing.
I find that people commiserate and almost become nostalgic watching new bros wrestle with things, if anything. But
why can I not lock this guy?
because he's already locked.
Oh, well, blast him then.
Like we've all been there,
There we go.
And honestly, Eve is one of those games that like you make mistakes all the time. So today it was you didn't keep shooting. Tomorrow it's going to be that you overrepped. The next day it's going to be that you slammed your cap charge in at the very beginning of the fight instead of the end of the fight. You know what I mean? Like we all, whatever it is, we're all making our dumb mistakes.
Bloody hell, we shut down what, like 20 of them? Right. So now what? What's our mission now that we cleaned this whole house? Acceleration gate
The thing,
again?
yes. Well, you're looking for a can because You need to find those militants. So it might be in the
When
next
you say
acceleration gate.
can, what are you referring to?
So on the overview, it'll be like a little box, like the thing that you pulled the probe launcher out of in the career agent. It'll look like one of those. But it doesn't look like it's in this room, so you're going to have to... Hold on. Yeah, I think it's through the acceleration gate.
So I just click jump? I don't have to click...
No. That's the Stargate. The acceleration gate is the thing that looks like a fast-forward symbol.
Yeah. Okay.
Jumping means going to another system, by the way. Almost always in this game, when they say the word jump, it means going to a different system.
Yeah, that's kind of how I looked at the acceleration gate as well. It's just like helping you jump to another system.
Nope, because you're still in the
But
same
yeah,
system.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. You're in a different location in the same system, so it just warps you. So you activate an acceleration gate, you jump through a Stargate.
All right, well, our shields are getting back in action. Okay, let's take a look at those contract thingies again.
Oh,
We already did that one.
it's being pointed out, if you go to your miscellaneous tab
Where is that?
in the overview, at the very top of the overview, there's a bunch of colorful tabs. The miscellaneous is purple.
Oh, this. Okay.
You'll see there's all of the wrecks for all of the ships that you've blown up so far. So
Oh, yeah.
that's where you'd want to check to see if there's the can, which I don't see it there either. So you're still good to go.
There's apparently still 2 red mother truckers. Oh, you ain't living.
Yeah, I don't know why those guys showed up.
Oh, they're gonna stay here. For good. Field icons means there's loot to collect. Yes, I know. This is like empty wreck and this is wreck. I did manage to loot a couple of things in the tutorial, so figured that out. Although it's usually metal salvage, and apparently that's like crap.
I mean,
But
it's titanium.
We could check. Let's just clear this threat first. And then we'll see. Oh, what the hell just happened to my shields?
They hit you.
That was a hard hit.
Yep.
Took half of my shield.
Good news is that you're not a shield ship,
Why is that a good news?
because your shields are going to evaporate, and then they're going to hit your armor, and you're going to stop taking damage. And even the damage you do take, you'll rep. Like, you have no tank.
Oh, okay.
There's no tank in your shields. So when your shields evaporate, that just means that you got hit, basically. An armor tank ship that hasn't taken even all of their shields yet basically hasn't taken damage yet. So a lot of new players will be like, "Oh my god, my shields are crumpling." But if you haven't even made it to armor yet, you haven't even taken any real damage at all.
Okay. What do we say? Like, we need to be within 2.5 to open cargo?
2,500.
Okay, we got something. That's not just metal scrap.
Yep, you got some
So there's
carbonized
like
lead.
4 ships. So that's like ammo for stuff that's not lasers.
Correct. Projectiles.
Like where you actually need, but it's only 100.
Right.
So how long would that actually last?
Well, it depends. If it was for instance, a Thrasher with 8 turrets, 11, 12
wouldn't.
shots.
Mjolnir rocket. Titanium C-bot. Okay, so these fuckers are giving us ammo. Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
So
Alright.
on the one hand, it's kind of basic. On the other hand, I mean, cool. It's stuff. A lot of times, if somebody wants to loot these missions, like especially later on, you bring what's called a mobile tractor unit. And what the mobile tractor unit is that you deploy it, and it will one by one tractor in every single wreck in the room, and then loot them. So it brings all of the wrecks
so
into
you
one
don't
place.
have to do this manually. Yeah.
Exactly. It brings all the wrecks into one place, and then you can just loot the MTU. And then, like, if you have a salvager or salvaging drones, you can then salvage the wrecks to get the scrap out of it, or the extra salvage out of it. And then
So does it have range?
the MTU, it's pretty big. It's like 50 kilometers or something like that or more.
Okay, so pretty much everything around you.
Yeah. Right now, everything, like, on the one hand, it's important to learn the right stuff because it's more about learning. On the other hand, nothing you do right now matters. So like, don't worry about like messing things up or anything like that. Like, all of this stuff is like super low stakes. This is all just for learning.
That's good to know. Nothing you do matters. Okay.
Yeah. Like, once you figure it out and get into something, everything you own right now, with the exception of the crazy stuff that everybody's given you, you could replace it all in like 20 minutes of work once you actually understand how you want to make money and how to work the game.
Cool.
So this is 100% just practice and just understanding how things are. And if you like these kinds of missions, that's fine. You can do this kind of stuff. You can scale it up to higher levels. If you like flying around in the Punisher, this kind of frigate dogfighting stuff, the Abyss is a really good place to do this. If you want to use this kind of ship to fight against other players, faction warfare is a really good way to do that and make money. So there's lots of different options from here. It's mostly just about letting you learn the game and find out what you like.
Yeah. Well, definitely enjoy fighting.
And given the fact that you were saying that you're already having some eye issues, I figured that just getting you out there and doing stuff is probably a better way to learn what you want to do than trying to read a bunch of text boxes telling you what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. My eyes are doing a lot better doing this than they were when it was just
Excellent.
text, more text. Here, read text. You're gonna be too stupid if you don't read this text. I'm like,
Yeah.
bad time.
Well, and again, that's the career agents, because again, that's like the tutorial. Now, for better or worse, once that's done, which you're now done with it,
Oh,
it's
shit,
like
they're already here.
that was the only tutorial you got. So everything else is kind of just figure it out. But we'll get there.
Infrared is a closed one, right?
Infrared is the furthest away one. If you right click on the gun, it is listed from furthest range top, shortest range bottom.
Oh, this is not the one. Shit.
Also, fun fact,
Multi-frequency, was it?
multi-frequency is your short range.
Yeah.
Fun fact, your ammo, or Amarian ammo, is organized in RGB format. Or RGBiv. Roy G.
Meaning?
Biv, I mean. So if you look at all the crystals' colors, the more blue it is, the more it is long range or short range, and the more red it is, the more it is long range. So if you lay out the color spectrum, the crystals are laid out in that manner. So yellow is the middle of the color spectrum, and therefore yellow is standard, the middle range ammo. Multi-frequency is all of the frequencies put together, hence white and the shortest range.
Okay. Mission is this. Spawn container neutral. Yeah, it does look like a little box. What is this? Citadel? Stargate.
Well, the aura part of it's voiced, which is nice.
We approach
But
that.
yeah, I think it needs to go more.
And then open cargo. 20 ship crew. Loot them.
Awesome. Get home. Go ahead and set destination, go home. Or, well, you've got two choices. You could actually go run the other side if you wanted to, because these rats that you're killing, the bad guys that you're killing, are worth ISK for killing them. So, like, in the level 4 version of this mission, often you would run both sides of the Worlds Collide just to maximize how much ISK you get out of it.
You mean I go kill the other group as well?
Right, and then go through that acceleration gate and then kill the guys in that pocket and all that sort of stuff. Like, there's basically 2 identical pockets in this room.
Sure, we can do
in this
that,
area.
but how do I get back to that previous...
There should be another acceleration gate in this room, and that should bring you to the entrance of the site.
Huh?
Warp drive active.
Okie dokie. Have I already done that? How am I supposed to know which ones that I already seen, which ones I haven't?
Of what?
Contracts.
Oh. Well, you can go into contract search. hold on, let me look. If you go into the Neocom, and then finances, and then contracts, you can go to my contracts. No, that's not it. Neocom.
Wait, isn't Neocom this on the left?
Yep, and then the finance button,
Which,
or the finance subsection, and then contracts.
Well, what is finance? Where is that one?
It's 2 down. It's the second one down. Nope, in the Neocom section. There's different subsections, right? It goes activities, finance, industry, inventory, personal, ship, social, utilities.
Am I blind? Okay, so in which one of these did you say was going to be?
Go to the top of that area that you are in.
Finance. There it is. I literally saw everything but the top 2.
It's literally flashing, but
Yeah.
it's okay. Go to my contracts. And then
No contract found.
switch it to from outstanding to
In progress?
Oh. I guess no, you don't have any more contracts left, I guess.
Yeah.
Is
okay.
it outstanding? We'll hit get contracts, just in case.
Sorry?
Hit the get contracts button, just in case. At the right-hand side of that page.
Oh, it's like a refresh?
Yeah. Nope. Okay. You should be good with contracts now.
All right. Okay, let's blast these guys.
If you're talking about an external outside of game, I use Eve board or the Aderon skill visualizer. Hold on one second. We actually have that tool.
Almost forgot.
Shoot.
Check out that career flow chart when you get time. Lots of things to do. Yeah. I'm basically trying to not play this
Whatever.
game.
If you go to aderon.org,
so that everything is still like interesting and completely new and fresh, so that I don't just do like 7 billion things on my own, and then it's like, oh, you already done that. Oh, you already done that too. Oh, you done that too. It's like, this way everything is kind of new and interesting.
if you go to aderon.org, there in their public tools, there's a skill visualizer, and you can use that to
I can barely see his
show
words
off your skills, or
blurry for some
Eve board.
reason. Which words?
Either way.
Like stuff that's written on the screen probably means you have lower resolution selected. What's the range of lock, did you say?
It's different per ship. You can see it in your fitting window on the right-hand side.
What the hell is this?
But if you're being tracking disrupted, so your turrets are being, you're now going to be shooting worse until you kill the things tracking disrupting.
Oh
you.
yeah, I can see the pulses. They're doing it.
So whenever you click on it, it'll tell you
There
what
it is.
range you. Yeah, there you go. You may want
What's the
to
range of
cut
this?
closer to them. So the other forces that you went into, I believe, were the Blood Raiders. This is going to be the Sancha.
Oh, I need to stop shooting first, right? And then switch.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, I'm suddenly getting my ass whooped.
That
What was
sound.
that?
That sound is the sound of your shields getting critically low. At this point, I would turn
Okay.
on your armor upper.
Yep. Fucking die.
I'd also keep locking things.
Oh, I didn't unlock it.
You have only one thing locked right now. There you
Oh,
go.
I was killing this one guy.
Right.
Okay.
Well, but you can have 2 things locked at any given time. So if you have the next thing locked always, then you can be like, you'll always have something locked. You don't have to wait for the next thing to lock.
Okay. So let's see how this works. When this guy dies,
Mm-hmm. Right.
shooting stops. Then I just have to click shooting again.
Mm-hmm. And like
don't
approach
have to
him or
lock.
whatever.
Okay, but if I lock one guy,
You're burning away from him, by the way.
start shooting, and then I click lock the second guy. Is my shooting gonna switch from the
No.
first to the second?
Nope. So that sound that you're hearing is your low capacitor warning. So at this point, I would turn off your afterburner and probably stop your repper if you don't need it. Your capacitor recharges over time, but
this is the
Yep.
capacitor, yeah.
But your peak recharge of your capacitor, it doesn't recharge at the same rate at all times. It recharges at the fastest between 25 and 30%. So what that means is if you get below 25%, now your capacitor is just going to be regenerating slower and slower and slower all the way down to 0. So if you keep running whatever it is past 25%, where that alarm goes off, which you can actually customize where it goes off, then you'll eventually run out of capacitor and not be able to run your stuff. So, it's good to be able to turn off your modules when you don't need them or when you need to conserve capacitors and keep it in that premium range of recharge as much as you possibly can. Another thing to take into consideration is that crystals not only change the range and damage, but also change how much capacitor they use. And multi-frequency makes it take a lot more capacitor, and standard makes it take a lot less capacitor. So another reason why you may want to switch to standard sometimes is if you're trying to conserve capacitor, you can stick with standard as your crystal. There's a lot to learn. It's okay.
Yeah, there is.
The good news is that you only have to figure out like maybe a tenth of this at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been playing this game for 10 years. And I'm still learning all kinds of crazy stuff. There you go. So now you can activate the other acceleration gate, the one that's closest to you now.
Armor only gets repaired if you have the armor repairer, right?
Correct. Shields regenerate naturally. And by the way, shields regenerate with that same peak recharge thing as capacitor does.
This
but-
yellow thingies?
Yeah, shields and capacitor both regenerate best when they're between 25 and 30%, and then have a fall off in both directions. So the closer that's why somebody was like, he's running out of capacitor, and I was like, not yet. No, you weren't, because you're at like 60%, right? 60%, you haven't even hit your peak recharge rate. You could actually stabilize at somewhere above 30% and be perfectly fine. Shields also regen slowly and regen best at 25 to 30%. Armor does not regen naturally. They require armor regeneration or repair to heal. Same with hull.
How come that all these guys that I just killed, like there were no wrecks to salvage?
Because you're not on the miscellaneous tab.
Oh shit.
Now
I'm gonna.
You can add things. You can go to the other tab that you were on. I guess the combat tab.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to the cheeseburger menu at the top left of the overview area, of the overview window, there's a bunch of little bars of the overview section. That's the selected item.
Oh yeah, here. Okay.
Cheeseburger menu, top left.
This?
Hit show all brackets.
Show all brackets.
Now things will show up in space regardless of whether or not they're on your overview. So if you scroll out, so you zoom out a little bit, you'll find any of the wrecks in space. Right click on a wreck and say add wreck to overview.
Oh, but isn't that just like so much work for no reason?
I mean,
Like manually clicking to add every single wreck here.
there's a quicker. No. Just add wreck to overview. It's halfway down your options.
Hold on. Add wreck to overview.
Boom. Now wrecks are on your overview.
Oh, all the wrecks. I thought it was
Yes.
going to be just that
Nope.
particular one.
What that allows you to do is on the fly add and remove things from your filter. Like if you right clicked on it right now, you can now remove them from your overview. So
Okay.
you can add and remove things on the fly to your overview by right clicking on it and telling it to add or remove.
Okay, so how about we just use the gate, kill the guys, loot them, come back here, loot, and then leave?
That sounds like a plan.
Okay. So we just activate the gate.
Warp drive active.
The real
I
question
don't
is,
feel
are you
going
having fun?
100 kilometers. Yeah, it's fun. So far, so good.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like going 100 kilometers in the other direction. What the hell was that?
Yeah. The two worlds collides areas are way apart from each other. This room's really cool. I like Sancha architecture.
Yeah, this looks badass. Oh, that's pretty close.
Sancha Kavaki is kind of a monster, though.
Oof, that guy got wrecked. Well, these guys are getting absolutely blasted really quickly in comparison to the first ones, but they are doing damage to my shields. You joined the religious zealots? Yes, apparently so. Apparently so. Oh. Wait, am I not shooting? Son of a bitch. There we go. So,
I would run, if you click on your armor repper, and then as soon as it starts running, you click on it again.
yeah, to repair the what
Yep.
I already have damaged. Yeah.
When you do it that way, it'll red cycle. Yeah, you could have clicked it again a second time immediately, and then it would only have run for one cycle. Because
So when you click it, it starts running and it will run for one cycle regardless what you do.
right,
If you like want to turn it off immediately.
there's very few things that'll stop mid-cycle, and that very few thing is basically the mining laser. Most module, almost every module will run until the cycle is over. But if you click on it while it's cycling, it'll do what's called red cycling, which means it'll stop at the end of its cycle.
Hey, ammo.
You can actually right-click on a module and say set auto repeat off if for some reason you have a module that you only want to activate once at a time.
Did I not click this? Punisher doesn't die fast against NPC as long as you move.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you look in your low slots, which are that bottom row, you have the thing with the plus in it, and then the two like plated hoods. Those are all three of those increasing your resistances, which means that when they hit you, they do less damage than they would have otherwise. Like a certain percentage of their damage is just thrown away based on what type of damage they are and what your resistances are. So you're taking a lot less damage when you hit armor, and your armor repper's repairing it when you need it.
Warp drive active.
But the only thing that's increasing the resistances of your shields is the damage control. So your shields still kind of crumple pretty fast.
No, come on. 5 more showed up just as I was jumping.
It's all right. It's always another mission.
No.
Oh, okay,
No. I'm going back for these fuckers.
All right, then.
They're not getting the moral victory here. Hell no. They're like, yeah, we made a runaway. No, you didn't.
That's hilarious.
Oh, did I just use the wrong gate?
Well, you went to the next gate, which brings you back to the first room. So now you can activate the Sancha gate, which is the second one on your list.
Nah, I'm literally...
If you click on... If you go back through the Sancha gate, then you'll go back to that room that they just warped into.
How am I I supposed to know?
It's the second one on your list. It says Gate to the Sancha, whatever.
Oh, this. Okay. All pirates must die, unless you're a pirate. Absolutely. How did I move this far away from the acceleration gate?
Because, so when you first land in this pocket, there's 2 acceleration gates in each direction. And then when you go into that acceleration gate, then there's a secondary room where you fight that rat. So, and then when you go through that acceleration gate, there's another room, which is where you get the heron. And then when you go through that acceleration gate, it brings you back to the beginning. So you went back to the beginning where there's 2 gates that are far away from you, and you have to select which one to go through.
I'll pretend I understood everything.
I could draw a chart, but whatever. Just suffice it to say, you landed at the beginning of the map. That's why the gates were far away from you.
Yeah, and there's still a bunch of stuff to loot here as well that I didn't open apparently, like 6, 7 of them.
Drive active.
So we're gonna be coming back here as well. Well, it gave our shields time to regen, if anything. Okay, mother truckers. Time to die. This is 10. So I can use that immediately. And then I can start shooting. Oof. Instantly nailed.
Warp drive active.
Are they both locked? I think so.
Yep, they're both
This
locked.
means this in the top right, I know how many targets are locked,
Yep.
right?
And if you notice, one of them has arrows spinning around it. That means that's your active target. And if you clicked on the other one, that would change your next active target. When you activate a module, the module gets activated on your active target. And it'll stick on the target that you put it on. So that way you could sit one gun on one dude and a second gun on another guy and web a third if you wanted to. Don't do this.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the raid, Obiswan. We are doing a squad stream with
So you're going back for like
Flambass.
200k ish with several billion in the bank. Yeah, so I didn't earn that. What's in the bank?
It's about the experience.
Active.
It's about killing these mother chuggers.
You think
Besides,
the
earning
Sancha
my keep, you know.
You think that Sancha deserves to get away just because all they have is metal scrap? Bah! I don't know.
It's about sending the message. I mean, it's about playing the game. Honestly, like if I would go with that attitude, oh, I almost have 2 billion, and I could make another 5, 6 billion by just selling items. Then why am I playing the game? Like, I'm just gonna skip half of the game because it's not worth it in comparison to what I have. No, I'm just gonna.
More importantly, a pilot with ISK but not knowledge of how the game works is just expensive losses and disappointment coming. So I think it's a great idea to stay at a new bro speed, learning the stuff. You know, when you're still having issues with, knowing when to fire, when not to fire, how to use your basic controls, you don't need to be flying around no 100 million ISK ships. You don't need to be doing no fancy stuff. This is where we learn how to be pilots first and foremost. Then we get to fly the fancy stuff.
Absolutely. I don't know how much stuff costs, but I'm pretty sure with almost 2 billion and a bunch of billion that I could sell, I could be flying in some pretty good stuff. But why? I'm literally just gonna have exactly the same thing happen to me that happened in the Amar Empire thing, where I'm just gonna get blown up, and I'm gonna be a question mark. What just happened?
That was a very good lesson, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd rather have that experience when I have nothing than,
Very solid point. Because as I mentioned yesterday, if they're going to gank you, the question of what they're going to bring is enough.
Yeah, they know what I have, obviously. They have everything written and spelled out for them right on screen. Oh, what the fuck is this?
That is a drone.
Oh, a drone. Oh. Can I use those?
Yeah. Not in this ship, but yes.
Not in this ship, okay.
You do have a little bit of armor damage, so if you want to run a cycle or two of your armor repper, you can do that.
Yep. Okay, so now I need to go back to where I literally just came from. Which one was that?
It's always going to be the acceleration gate.
Yeah, I was about to say there's only one. Did I click? Alright. Well, the enemies are getting a little bit tougher.
Warp drive.
I still took a billion hits and didn't die, so that's good, but...
Well, this is still level 1 missions, remember, so...
Yeah.
It goes up pretty high.
Well,
then,
I mean, if at level 4 you're dying in a battleship, then I can only imagine how much crap I'm gonna have even at level 2.
Yeah, well, level 4 is kind of like it's more or less designed to be like a grind to get to level 4s, and then level 3s and level 4s are what you do for ISK, more or less. But at the same time, like, honestly, mission running is kind of one of the older, more simplistic versions of PvE that we have. And I'm going to go with better PvE in, like, the Abyss and other stuff like that. So, but that, like, if you need to have a pretty good mastery of, like, the basic mechanics of locking and shooting and, you know, basic navigation before you jump into the Abyss.
Ask Ash to take you along on a level 5 mission, Kappa.
I don't do level 5 missions. I'll take him along on a level 4 mission. Level 5 missions level 5 missions, among other things, only happen in low security space where other players can come and kill you easily. Mm-hmm. So it adds a whole nother level of complication to it that I like. If I'm going to go into low sec and do stuff, I just do faction warfare most of the time.
Which would mean?
Faction warfare is one of my main activities. I go in, and it's actually what I'm doing right now. You go and run basically King of the Hill sites for territory control of the systems between two different, like, so I fight for the Glente Federation. The 4 empires are kind of in a proxy war, and so there's these systems that we can fight over, and by finishing the sites and fighting people, we get paid ISK, or well, LP, that we can buy stuff with to sell for ISK, and that's how we make money as faction warfare pilots. So it's a good way to make money in a PvP environment.
Okay.
And right now I'm doing it in a
Mastered
destroyer.
the control click to lock enemies in the overview yet? Mastered is a strong word. Yeah, definitely a strong word.
He's been introduced to the concept, yes.
I'm getting better. Okay, let's put it that way.
I haven't convinced him to use radial yet consistently, but
no, it's more complex than what I'm doing at the moment to me. Like maybe it's just me.
Wrong.
Maybe I just don't understand how to use it properly yet. But for me,
you're not wrong.
Radial is a lot more complex at the moment.
Yes.
Than the other stuff.
Yeah. The thing about the radial menu is that it really is one of those muscle memory things. So you have to drill it, and then once you get it, it makes everything so much faster. But you do have to put that work into it, which is why I like to introduce it as early as possible, because the more, in my opinion, the more you reinforce those bad behaviors, the harder that process of learning the good behaviors are going to be. But, you know, ultimately each pilot gets to figure out what's best for them. I still get asked how to turn off the radial menu, and I just go, ugh. Fine.
So you have chosen that path.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's not super new, but it's like within the last 5 years new. So there's a lot of older players that just never adopted it. And then at the same time, it pops up on the left mouse button instead of the right mouse button by default, which means that the only time anybody ever sees the radial menu, it's when they're trying to do something else, like drag their drones or something like that. And so, like, most people think of the radial menu as only being a problem. And so that's another reason why I try to, like, get in there on the ground level and be like, no, trust me, you wanna learn how to use the radial. But that's just my little campaign, I guess. I have a video on YouTube.
Right-click to stack all your items.
Correct. You were moving the items manually one at a time.
How do I do that?
Right click, stack all. It was it's like the bottom option.
Oh, this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, things that are not packaged and things that are damaged won't stack. So you would need, like, if you're in a station and you have some things like modules or whatever that are unpackaged still, you'd have to select them all, right click, package them, then stack. But otherwise, yeah, good.
Here's a question: how do you unstack ore so you can refine only the amount you want?
Shift, click, and drag on a stack will allow you to split a stack.
Well, let's try that immediately. So, yeah, there you go. Works.
You can also split them as you're making a contract if you need to, but that's, I don't want to get too silly. I like how we're burning all the way out there just for like 2-3 wrecks.
Oh yeah. On the box above your overview called selected item, you can right click orbit and keep it range icons and set a predefined range for your current ship. So when you want to orbit a blah blah blah.
Yep. So
I don't remember you mentioning something about that. Can we repeat that lesson?
So 2 things about that. First of all, so in the top right hand corner, there's that selected item window that above the overview. And there's like a bunch of buttons. One of them is orbit. It's the 4th button from the left. If you right click on that, you'll be able to set your default orbit range. Now, the other way to do this would be to do a radial menu off of your ship in the middle of your screen. But either way, you can actually set a default orbit range on the fly that way really quickly. But just throwing that out there.
5 kilometers. So now when I click orbit, right click orbit, it's going to go immediately to 5.
Left click orbit.
1 every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anytime you select orbit, it will go at 5K.
Good. That's helpful. It's like 2 things less to do.
Goes back to what I say. 80% of this game is UI management. Learning all the different ways to do things and being able to execute what you want to do quickly and effectively, and navigate between the different windows and not get lost or confused is a big, unreasonably big part of this game.
Yeah, we set it directly to optimal. I'm guessing optimal is the best range to be at, right?
Yes, although you'll want to watch where you actually end up when you set your orbit at optimal, because your afterburner is going to make you a little bit less agile. So if you try to use your afterburner, you may end up being a kilometer or 2 past your optimal. So you may actually want to set your orbit range to be a K or 2 inside your optimal.
Inside?
Yeah, so that way you orbit at your optimal instead of past your optimal.
Uh-huh, okay. X-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're done. We got everything. So, destination set. Oh, I can just right-click it here, jump through Stargate.
Hey, Total, what about radial
That works.
broadcasts? Yes.
Okay.
Warp drive.
Don't have to spend time looking for it there, even though you said it's yellow. So, yeah. Not that hard to find, but that's definitely faster.
Yep. And more importantly, it's always there. You know, like it's in a consistent spot. You don't have to always hunt, you know. When I like to go for things that are anchored, so that way in the heat of whatever, I always know exactly where to go, because a lot of windows move around, you know.
One thing to note, optimal is really not equal 5k, but equal or less than 5k.
Yes.
Okay. So
You hit things best when you're
then I'm gonna do...
you hit things best when it's within your optimal. You stop hitting things basically when you hit optimal plus fall off. So it'll say the larger number of the two that it gives you.
Okay, so definitely be within the optimal, and optimal being the max. So optimal and everything below is optimal.
If you're past fall off, you're not going to hit basically at all. If you're within optimal and fall off, you're going to hit and miss. And if you're within optimal, then assuming you have good tracking, you will basically hit every time.
Okay, so anything between a meter and whatever the optimal is where you want to be. That's good.
At that point, then it's just a matter of whether or not your guns are tracking them. Oh, that's right. I forgot about these.
Make 15 Stargate jumps. Okay, can do that, right?
Yep. You're just going to get that.
Doing that immediately.
Yeah, you just move around if you want.
So... Wait, am I already here? No, dock.
Warp drive active.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Hellfire. I do streams at least twice a week, and my goal is to put Eve into context for my fellow Empyreans.
About tracking.
So I'll help you out.
The further out you are, it reduces their radial velocity in respect to you and helps your guns track better.
Yeah, so
they move less on my screen, pretty much.
Exactly.
Which is why it's easier to track them. Yeah.
Now, lasers in particular have a pretty decent optimal range, but a really short fall off, right? So lasers, when you hit optimal, it goes past optimal. You stop hitting really quick. That's one of the reasons why lasers can swap their crystals so fast, because your goal, you should always be swapping to whatever crystal keeps you in optimal, more or less. Whereas projectile turrets are exactly the opposite. They have extremely short optimal range and super far fall off range. Like one of the most extreme examples of this is the Machariel battleship that I sometimes fly, that has a bonus for this, which amplifies it even further. But my Machariel's optimal is 1.5 to 3 kilometers, depending on what ammo, and the fall off is 56 to 75 kilometers. So I'm firing at everything in fall off all the time. So basically, the way that works is I can hit things wherever they are. It's just the closer they are, the better I hit them.
Okay. So this agent right now, do I click request mission from this particular guy again?
If you want to, you can just keep on doing missions for the same old dude, or you can just move on to another guy. As you do missions for him, you gain standings with him and his corporation. As your standings with the corporation increases, that will unlock higher level agents. And
we're standing with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went here because he's working for something that's like armaments or something.
Naval armaments, I think, right?
Yeah.
Imperial armaments. It's in the top right of the station.
Destroy the Sancha vessels, then report back to your agent. Simple as that, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, easy does it. Oh, I am going to unload.
You do not need to join the Convocation of Empyreans in order to access our services, but you are absolutely welcome to.
And I hold. And then we move all of that into the item hanger, right?
Sure. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yep, that works.
Okay. What is this, by the way? This X-ray?
It's just a
also
different.
some sort of ammunition.
It's another crystal. Yeah. And if you think about it, so Roy G. Biv. Do you know what Roy G. Biv is? I just realized you might not.
No.
So it's the rainbow, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So the further down that spectrum you go, the further range it is. The closer range it is. So that being green, it goes green, indigo, violet, Biv. So, or G Biv.
Oh, why does it not say?
It does. I mean, you can go look at the attributes and see what it does, and it'll say how much it reduces or increases your range by. But just I'm saying, like, in relationship to one another, the crystals are arranged in light range. Did I just leave my? Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well,
Just grabbing gum.
I'm silly.
Or Kashu. Is that where the guy's sending me? Yes.
So I'd like
Set
the group.
destination. On dock. You also lose standings against whoever you were fighting.
Correct.
Well, it's a pirate NPC, that doesn't matter, but some missions will be against other nations.
Oh, that
Yep.
reminds me. Yeah. So go back to this mission briefing, and you'll see.
Okay. Jump.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Go back to your mission briefing really quick. It should be like the question mark on the actual agent mission. Like on
Wait,
the.
isn't this the guy?
I mean, presumably, but the mission agent, like the agent mission section, is in the left-hand side. It's where all of your instructions always are for the missions. It's what you just use to set your destination. Not in the agency. On the left-hand panel,
Yeah.
it says agent missions, and
Where is this agent missions?
it's it's where you're about to use to click to warp to the location.
So annoying when you don't know where to look and there's
The-
a billion things written.
The second to bottom
Oh,
section.
this agent mission.
Yes. The question mark that's off to the right-hand side of that should pop up the details again. And then
Yeah.
if you scroll down to the objective, you see how it says the system location, there's an icon next to it?
This?
Yes, click on that icon. This is Sanchez Nation. That tells you it's a pirate faction. So taking this mission will make the Sanchez Nation mad at you. That's perfectly fine. They're pirates. They can be mad at you. Some missions will send you to the Amar, the Galente, the Caldari, or the
I get it.
Mimitar, and those are the ones that you'll want to avoid.
I get it. Okay, so...
Now you can hit warp to location in that agent mission section to warp to the location.
Warp drive active.
Did anyone suicide gang come yet? Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah, it's a good way to close out the stream, I guess.
Aye, oi, are you inviting them to do that again?
No. I mean, if they want to keep replacing your ships and giving you money, I suppose they're free to do whatever they want.
Yeah, let's not do that every time when I finish streaming, because that would be a lot of destroyed ships.
I mean, if you get through a 2-hour stream and don't lose your Punisher, I almost feel
Oh,
bad.
why can I not click orbit like this now? Just click on it. Shouldn't it be like, or should I just click here? Ah, okay. Get it? Get it.
I just left my drones behind in a site, so I feel bad.
Hey, this is pretty easy. Cool.
I'm so frustrated right now for leaving my drones behind. You don't understand. Like, I want to go get a combat prober. This really bothers me.
Okay. That works even better. No loot. So,
You're done. Set destination. Go home. Not every mission's world collide.
yeah. That was pretty easy. Strongest suggest getting used to keyboard shortcuts. W click, orbit. Yeah. See, it might be a lot easier for people to get used to that kind of stuff when they don't play, for example, first-person shooters. But for me, W is go forward, right?
Mm.
And then when you tell me W click something, that's just breaking all the concepts of games that I play that are first-person shooters, for example.
The good news is that you can rebind all of your keys if you want to.
Oh, I do not dare go in that territory just yet.
I understand, but I'm saying long term, but I recommend using the radial menu for orbiting, because that way you can set custom distances whenever you need to. But if barring that, yes, using the hotkeys is also good. Either way, a lot of the reasons why people are stressing this stuff is because when you're playing, like, especially when you're fighting against another player, these moment-to-moment things are, pivotal. So being able to perform these actions without thinking about it, or without having to do like the precision that a right click, find the entry, select the thing requires, like a radial menu or a hotkey, allows you to like respond and be performant under pressure.
Yeah. Don't worry, most newbies didn't even know how to undock at the start. Yes, that was a very common question in the past. I mean, there's a button on screen that says undock. Literally.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, sure. At first, like when he's trying to explain to me something, this is there. I'm like, there's like on screen right now. There's like 30 icons and I don't know, 70 words.
Actually, let's clean this up a little bit.
Try to know where to look for something takes a long time to get used to. Actually, thank you for 9, Harry.
Let's actually clean this up a little bit. That's a good point. So at the very, very, very top left of your screen, above all of those extra sections, there's a bunch of little tiny little charms, right? Little icons. And those icons match the different subsections below that. If you drag and drop them, you can reorder them. But more importantly, if you click on one, it hides it. So if you click on the flag, no, at the top.
Here?
If you just to the right of that, below your flags, just below that.
What do you mean
those
by
charms?
Flag?
Sorry, the things with the circles are called flags. So those, yeah, what you're clicking on, hovering over right now, all the way to the right is a flag. If you click on that, it hides the Liberation Game stuff. There's one that looks like a lightning bolt in the middle. Go ahead and click that.
Lightning bolt in
that
the
one.
Middle.
That's your daily campaign. You don't need that right now. Click on that. Okay. And then opportunities. If you want to keep the opportunities, you can. If you want to keep the system information, you can. And so now there's a lot less clutter on that side.
True.
Look good?
True.
Good.
True.
Now you can open up a conversation with that security guy again and see if he's got any more work for you.
Apparently so. This site contains special ship restrictions. Assault frigate, corvette, destroyer, blah 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 blah.
Don't worry about it. There'd be even more red words if you basically that's saying that ships that are too big aren't allowed into this site. You have to do you have to use something like a frigate, which is what you have.
Okay. So I need to go to here. Isn't that where I am? No, that's a drop-off location. Item. Location. Here it is. Shit. That's not what I want to do. Right click. Set destination.
Yep. Well, yeah, and once again, on the left-hand side, there's now a new section, which is the agent mission, which gives you the instructions about the agent, or about the mission that you're doing. So pretty much you just have to follow those instructions. So there's a little undock button, and then it'll give you either a warp to or set destination, so on and so forth. In this case, I think
check the faction you're against. Yeah, shit, forgot to do that. Oh, that's Minotaur.
Whatever.
I should have not accepted that, right?
Doing 1 or 2 missions against the Minotaur isn't going to hurt you. Besides, you're an Amar, so
yeah, I was about to say.
Whatever. Ultimately, yes, it will damage your reputation with the Minotaur slightly, but
you can't cancel the mission, right?
If you cancel the mission, that'll damage your reputation with this agent slightly. So I would actually just finish this mission, and just in the future, you just want to avoid it. It's not gonna be the end of the world if you accept a mission every once in a while. It's just if you get into the habit of doing these and like grind up your standings and run a bunch of missions, including those, then yeah, you're going to eventually get, if you get below -2 with an empire, then you start running into some pretty big problems. But you've got a long ways to go.
All right. Yeah, that's kind of a good advice, Oberst. I'm not using it. Like, I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm not using it either.
Oh, you're...
The only thing I'm using is a couple of these ships that I currently have. But that's about it.
You would have bought this Punisher by this point, or a Coercer by this point anyways. So all they did was prevent you from buying it, which, given the fact that yours got blown up, I mean, yeah, all they did was stop you from buying it, which is like 5 million or something like that for this Punisher, or less.
Oh, I think it's far less than that.
You can click the warp to location button on your agent mission. Why did the Liberation games pop back up? Okay, well, that was cool for a second. I guess you have to, whatever.
There we go. Put on a few diplomacy skills and you'll be fine. Am I training something? Yeah, I have like 3 days worth of stuff.
Yeah, diplomacy skills will help you out with your standings. Not only will they artificially increase your standings, but they can help you if like you got negative standings, kind of like.
That was a Minmatar thief for a brief second, and it disappeared.
Yeah, because this mission you're trying to go deal with some Minmatar guys. So activate the acceleration gate. I don't think so.
Thief is running from you. I wouldn't be surprised.
But he also got like some skill accelerators and stuff. So we did talk about.
Like if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't have seen him.
But we're trying to keep things pretty simple at this point. He got a lot of stuff. He got the Foreman pack and the other pack. So he's got
there he is again.
He's still got over like 1.5 million SP to work with before we get too far down the road of worrying about maximizing his skill queue.
Oh, what the fuck? He disappeared again. Acceleration gate. Dick!
Just in case people aren't aware of what's going on, like we were partnered up together as part of a promotional sponsorship deal. So he's a relatively, or he's a bigger streamer with World Warships and other stuff like that. And I'm just the guy that's trying to help him learn EVE Online.
That's Minmatar always running away.
It's true.
Oh, shit.
They have fast ships too.
Gate is locked. There are synchronized gate scrambles.
Yep. When there is hostiles, then you can't. Usually gates will stay locked until you kill all the rats.
Okay. Jesus, these things are blowing up before I get to do anything.
Well, these guys that you're targeting are literally like little drones and stuff.
Yeah, I literally just click F1 and they're instantly dead.
Yeah, those are drones. Those aren't even full-fledged ships.
Insta. Okay. Well, that lost me a bunch of time.
I haven't been in Fleet all day.
Acceleration gate, there it is. Activate. So I was in the middle of trying to activate the gate, and then these guys showed up, and that immediately canceled.
Yep.
The travel through. Okay. So,
Probably this mission has a proximity trigger when you get close to the gate to spawn in the rats, because it's like an ambush or something.
And there he goes again.
Mm-hmm. Now, these missions are not in any particular order. Some of them can be ordered, but basically, whenever you ask an agent for a mission, you get basically a random mission from their pool. So you may get the same mission over and over again, whatever. That's why I was like, oh, that's Worlds Collide. Because, and there's a website, Eve Survival, that you can go to that has a breakdown of basically every single mission. Or you can go to Eve University to really see, what's there, know what to expect, know what to do to maximize it, because as I said, this is some of the oldest content in the game, and it's also very structured. So most players, when they do mission running past just this kind of introductionary stuff, it's about min-maxing it. It's about how fast can you run the sites, how, can you blitz them, how do you get the most LP for getting all the wrecks, or do you get it for whatever. And there's some people that just do it for I want to be chill and just do something that's methodical. I like to run these missions in a Marauder, which is this Tech 2. It's one of the strongest battleships in the game. The power fantasy of just going and doing level 4 missions, just slamming through them with a Marauder is just really, really fun. But it's a lot of ISK to put on the field for sure.
Okay.
But my point is that these missions, while they are kind of scenarios, and they have twists and some fun stuff, and they are individualistic to a certain extent, they are which one you get at any given time is random.
Well, that thing's a lot bigger than me. Well, we got him.
Rough Hades digging that 07, my friend.
That's a cruiser?
Yep, that's a cruiser. Mimitar's cruiser. If you notice, his triangle is a little bit bigger. It's a triangle with more at the bottom. It looks like a house, not a triangle.
Mm-hmm. So how come he's so clumsy at hitting me? He's literally not hitting me.
Because he has big guns, or bigger guns than you, and you're orbiting him, so you're going really fast.
Because, he's a cruiser. I should be very afraid of a cruiser.
Well, again, you're too fast for him to hit.
That's ridiculous. Bye. Transferal is life. What does that mean?
Transversal. Transversal is how fast around him you're orbiting, or whatever. Transversal velocity is how quickly something is going across your horizon.
I got dog tags.
Yep.
So what do you do with them?
Dog tags get turned in for certain LP things and other stuff. You get them when you fight other things of another empire. So because you killed a Mimitar guy, you got dog tags. If you killed a pirate, you might get pirate effects or something like that. Look, man, I'm gonna fight you if you come in. How about that?
Not this cruiser. If you're up against other ruts or even players, you should be very afraid to engage them in a frigate. Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring letters of Bishop.
I don't have all the drones I wanted, but I'll come in. Whatever, Enyo.
To this guy. Okay.
Smallest Navy issue. What? Sorry, man. You can hit the dock button.
Yeah, I was looking for.
Well, in the again, the agent mission section will always have the next thing. So there was a button there that you could have just used to make dock.
Good thing is it takes you at least a year or more until you fully grasp just one aspect of a game. Oof. Crazy, thank you for 21. Gextrol, thank you for 38, by the way. Appreciate it. Good evening to you too.
Accepted.
Okay, I guess that's another mission done. There are cruiser weapons that are basically 2 frigate weapons that occupy a single cruiser weapon slot. Okay. Year or more? Is that guy a dum-dum? It takes a couple of days to become elite at PvP. Okay.
Who said that?
I don't know. I'm not taking his word, though.
That sounds like Z-Kill Hero, if anybody. I guess for certain definitions of elite.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Where is it? So, complete the mission. There we go. All right, cool. I think we definitely surpassed our quota for the day, right?
Yes, we are definitely past our 2 hours, and so this
Yeah.
this could be a
'Cause
really good.
I'm noticing that my eyes are just
Yeah.
struggling.
I think at this point,
for the last 2 missions.
yeah, I and that's fine. Like I said, we're past the quota, and I think at this point you now have an idea of what kind of things there are to look at. I wouldn't mind going over the agency with you, but I'd like to do it when we're fresh and we can like look at a bunch of little details and look at what there is to do in the game. So maybe we can target that for next time. But if you want to look into some of that exploration stuff, or even ask me questions, we can get that sorted. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. There are some people that get into it. There are some people that never, ever, ever do it. So it's just a matter of figuring out whether or not you key into it.
I'm sure I'm going to be trying every aspect of the game.
I doubt that.
You doubt? Well, okay. When I say every, I know which part of every you took, but I'm thinking like, all right, we try exploration, probably going to try mining,
the big
PvPing, PvEing, and all that stuff. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's just that currently there just seem to be a lot of stuff that you just need to stand and read for yourself, and that might not be the best thing for the dynamic of the stream. So I like to prefer to keep on the PvP, and maybe I'm hoping that definitely within these 5 sessions I can get a little bit better at handling my ship in terms of orbit, lock, shoot, switch target, stuff like that, so that you can actually take me to some actual PvPing.
I definitely have some challenges ready for you, depending on which one you decide you want to do. If it's exploration, PvP, PvE, whatever. We can dig deeper into stuff and get into some exciting stuff. But just go ahead and spend some time now that you have an idea of what the hell you've gotten yourself into, and we'll start digging into challenges next time. Yeah, sure. All right. Oh, you're streaming, right? I am streaming. I'll probably go for a little bit more and then raid over to somebody else. Yeah. Sure. Okay, cool. Well, then I'll talk to you later. And once again, thank you for the tips. Excellent. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. It's been a good time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know that it can be frustrating. It feels like there's a lot to learn, but you've done a good job of, pacing yourself. It's not frustrating to learn. It's just that if I have to spend too much time trying to find a certain thing that you're trying to explain to me on stream, and I'm trying to see where this thing is in between 70 words and like 30 icons, which is a challenge of itself. It's just when I'm focusing that much on details, that's what kills the eyes. That makes sense. Fuck! I just want to find it. Am I stupid? So there is a pointer window that we can use maybe next time to help point out UI elements, but also that has its own hit or miss. So we'll check it out. And then maybe I can also stream my thing to the Discord next time too, so that way I can be like over here and show you on my screen. Easier. Yeah, that would be also useful as well. Okay, cool. So thoughts for next time. Cool. Excellent. All right, well, have a good day then. 07, mate. All right, I am, so for those of you who have been watching, I am doing Faction Warfare in the background. Oh, apparently this is captured. I lost my drones because I'm bad at this game. Let me drop out of here. All right. That was my second time mentoring him. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, the goal is to keep giving him the answers that he needs without overwhelming him. And it's always a delicate balance.
Warp drive active.
Any word on when the push begins, or is that OPSEC? Well, I'm already back. The big stuff is probably going to start next week. I'm going to give people a few more days to get their stuff in order. Other than being Amar, you did great. Ash is a true Amar. I give everyone the opportunity and then be like, hey, actually, you know, since you've been training all these armor and turret skills anyways, you know what else is good? Galente. It's what happened to me. Man, oh man, this is spooky. There's a whole lot of nasty in this area. These newts, man. I know, right? Literally, this destroyer build was one of my 2 experiments. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It is basically the whole new Tristan with 3 extra guns slapped onto the side, and normally 2 medium drones, but some of us don't know how to keep track of their drones when mentoring. Apparently, I'm so frustrated about that.
Warp drive active.
Abandoning Caldari completely when all Galente Mimitar. Well, I mean, you know, if you like freedom and liberation. You found some free drones? Oh, well done. Well, no, my frustration is the fact that, like, I went through the process of, like, teaching myself to always recall in my drones. And so, like, my instinct now is I should go get my combat scanning ship to go scan down my drones. Because for weeks and months and whatever, that's what I did. So now not going and scanning down my drones and recovering them is the part that is giving me, like, the anxiety attack almost. It's like, oh my god, I left the drones behind and I didn't go and get them. How will I ever learn?
Dad, make me some popcorn.
Uh-oh. My son wants popcorn. Yes, I can, dude. I'll be out there in just like a minute or 2. Oh. Hold up. All right. You must win the battle for sanity. Well, the problem is that it isn't my OCD, it's my ADHD, right? So it isn't that I must deal with this because it's out of place. It's that I know that I let these sorts of things slip. And so if I let it slip more frequently, I am concerned about what that means for like later behavior. So actually it's quite the opposite. It's more like, to me, it's an anxiety based on the knowledge of the result. Ah, there we go. Flambass. 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 Flambino. Hold on, let's do this. Maybe? Hold on. Fine. I won't, it doesn't work that way. Either way, glorification of the fit, mortification of the unfit. Flambino, you, sir, are glorified. I'm glad that you had a good time. I had a great time. We still have 3 more sessions to go. Fleet is full of squids. Boo. If for those of you coming in, I am Astronauthy. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put Eve into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. If you like this stuff, and if you want to learn more, go ahead and check out Eve. If you're interested in Eve, go ahead and click that link to get yourself 1,000,000 free SP, which is 40 days of skill training, and jump right into it. Also, please consider checking me out and subbing on my YouTube over there. Check out, I put all of my videos over there after on Twitch, and I also make special videos just for YouTube. You know, follow, all that stuff. I have an entire Eve to learn it, and you have my nickname to learn. So we'll get there for. I mean, I got Flambino.
Can I also see if we have it anymore?
Go for it.
Have it?
Try it. Do you also get the normal recruitment rewards? We both. I think we both. Like, if you use the code on his stream, then you would get. Then he would get it. If you use it on my stream, then I get it. Fun fact, I think I'm only 1 or 2 away from the Marshal, so kind of any time now.
We have the thick one, but this is the last package.
Okay.
of thick.
All right. Well,
You
then
know
go
what?
ahead.
I'll just call these thick Cheetos.
Okay, go ahead and have your thick Cheetos, dude. Have a good one, Flambino. Those are some cool emotes, too. What are you hugging in that, though? A lot, literally, is that a volcano? And thank you for all of those guys coming in and following. Welcome to the rabbit hole, which is EVE Online. Thank you for joining me. Oh, it's a volcano. Yeah, okay. It's from World of Warships. I think when this is all said and done, I think I'm gonna let Flambino, like, we'll do an exchange program. Camera. Oh no, camera. Oh, there we go. Help me stay alive in the biggest and first tournament I played in World of Warships. We literally won because of it. That is a good reason to make an emote that's hugging it. Have a good one, man. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to stay for too much longer. As you can tell, my son's already coming in, and yesterday was a lot of we did a lot too. So probably not going to stream for too much longer. But wanted to make sure to say hi to you guys and see if there's anything that I can answer or talk about before we go. Right now I'm just doing faction warfare, so we're just kind of waiting to see if anybody comes and tries to kill me. So far, they have opted not to. There's 39 in local, but I don't see any war targets. So everybody who's in system with me right now probably doesn't really care about what's going on in this Plex, but at any time anybody could. I'm checking my directional scan with a 1 AU 360 degrees to make sure that, you know, if anybody tries to come to this Plex, to this site where I'm in, they first have to land on the gate on the outside, which means they'll show up on this scanner, and I'll be able to choose whether or not I want to take the engagement and how I want to, you know, do it if I do. Otherwise, I just have to wait for this 7-minute timer to count down. Hold on. Once this timer ticks all the way down to 0, I capture the site and we get paid out, and this system becomes a little bit more ours. So we have an Enyo, which is probably Matthew, which means he's probably going to come in. Yep, there he is in local. I mean, it's pretty close. I don't have my medium drones. All right. You don't want to come in. That's fine. I'm getting really close to promotion. Five more plexes and I should get a promotion. How do you not get killed? What do you mean? I didn't pay them anything. They're just these guys are suspect. They obviously have bigger fish to fry. And they're in Praxis's or a Praxis Retribution. The Retribution could come in here, but if they're in like bigger stuff, this thing only destroyers can come in here. You sent 4 Lokis after your Gnosis. Well, yeah, if you're in a place where they can bring Lokis, then they'll go in. If they're in Lokis and I'm in a small, they can't come to me. Oof. Big brain play there, I guess. If you don't want to be fought, if you don't want to fight Lokis, then well, you asked how do you not get killed? The answer is be in a small. Am I in the Holy Land? I'm in Hades. Collusion because I know how to use Plex mechanics to my advantage. Yeah. I was helping out. I hit some in Integral. Sorry, I hit some in Intaki, and then I hit Integral, and now I'm deplexing a little bit of Hade on my way home. I mean, so basically the 3 things that I've got planned, depending on what he chooses, is Abyss, Yeet Exploration, or Faction Warfare, with the option of doing some ESS raids if he happens to be like, I want to be super bloodthirsty and fly big ships. Smalls are T1 and T2 destroyers and down. So all frigates and T1 and T2 destroyers are all that can get inside of a small. Novice, small, medium, large, open. Frigates, destroyers, cruisers, battleships, everything. And thanks for that follow, and welcome to the rabbit hole. And thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole with Steve Online. Faction Warfare is pretty awesome. And you guys are in level 4, so you're getting tons of LP. The secret is, if you can avoid it, don't spend your LP now. And wait till, you know, we take back the war zone or whatever. There's a malediction. Now I die, right? I think I die. Probably.
To give the command
Oh yeah.
zone requires
Yeah, this is gonna be exciting. What is even happening? Is he gonna go that far away? Hold on. Let's Oh yeah, a lot more's coming. Yep, a lot more's coming. Ah well. Let's just die. We just die. Yeah. I was afraid of that. As soon as I saw that there was a malediction, I was like, there's no way that he's going to just come by himself. I guess they either downshift or this is what they brought. It's okay. They're repping me. Okay.
Warp drive active.
My only thought was getting out my my pod. No, I saw him on D-scan. I figured after sitting around the entire last 2 hours without a single guy coming in on me, I felt like I might as well just take the fight. And then when I saw the amount of things that were actually there, I was like, because he even dropped Scram at the very beginning. Yeah. As soon as I saw what was on D-scan, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is all of them. Never mind. Whatever. That was better than an uneventful night, I guess. For sure.
Warp drive active.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't going to leave because having sat in 2 hours and 40 minutes in that Algos without anybody coming in, it was like, fuck it. We're going to take the fight. Yeah. Without a SIBO, I'm not able to lock him up in time to noob. Again, I was going to take the... Like, I was going to play the game with the malediction. But the fleet of 15 dudes at his back made that not really worth it. Which, admittedly, I knew that the malediction was with the fleet, so I should have left. But, again, it's an Algos, and I wanted something to happen this stream. So there we go. We got something to happen. But unfortunately, I need to go to the bathroom and deal with my son and do a bunch of other stuff. So we are going to wrap this up, I guess, earlier today than last time. And set up stuff for next week. Or, well, I mean, the next stream. Tomorrow will be the Eve Universe show proper. Oh, and yeah, we're getting back into faction warfare. What implants did I have? At first, I was like, "Oh God, oh no, I think I'm just wearing my 3%. What'd I lose? Did I do anything stupid here? Besides just take the fight? Nope, not really.
Docking permission requested.
Whatever.
Docking request accepted.
Pod. Yeah, pretty much Serial. I mean, I do that all the time. Like, I send in a scout to go grab tackle and then bring in the rest of the guys. Like, that is incredibly common. I wasn't shocked by it at all. If anything, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't a little bit of a thing. This is a public execution. I understand what's happening here. Yeah, I only had my 3% in. That's fine. It's pretty funny. Well, I mean, they repped me, so whatever that was. Anywho, okay, so let's find somebody to raid. And I know I got subs and everything earlier today too, during the stream. I'm sorry, guys. When I'm doing the mentoring, my focus is like pretty much 100% on that. But I do really appreciate all of the subs and follows and everything. Yeah, not like I can afford to use losing algos. These algos were actually specifically brought in to test them. So it's whatever. But I've been Ashtarothi. I've been playing this game 2010, talking about it since 2012. Here to put Eve into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you all for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, this is my whole shtick. This is my job. I work for you guys to help you guys with get into EVE Online and get deeper into it and explain stuff. So if you like what I do, please consider either supporting it, even if it's just a follow on Twitch or a subscription on YouTube, so that way you get all of my content, or follow me on Twitch. But on Twitter, rather. Of course, if you subscribe here, you get all of those emotes, including currently the 7 tribes of the Mimitar Republic and the 3 Triglavian clades. You can do the PayPal donations. You can pick up the books and other stuff down below in my affiliate links. And the Templar 1 book or Empires of Eve book on Audible, which are all of those and more are down below. If you're interested in checking out Eve, exclamation point Eve for my buddy link. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to keep watching it on YouTube and or watching it live on Twitch. Subscribe, ring the bell, comment, like, all that algorithm feeding stuff. Otherwise, like I said, just thank you guys so much for everything and hanging out with me, and I'm glad that you guys liked it. A lot of people are really like, there's a lot of noise about Eve right now, and it frustrates me because there's still a lot of fun there in Eve, and I feel like a lot of people are getting wrapped up in it instead of actually just enjoying themselves. And so get out there and have a good time. Playtown works via Wine on Linux. No, but it does work in the web browser. Symbolic, go ahead and message me about that. I could probably compile it, recompile it as Linux if that was something that we'd be interested in. Anywho, I am also a indie game developer, and I made a little game called Playton, which is based on an older game called Zoop. If you want to check it out, that'd be awesome. It's totally free. We're going to raid. We did Nth Dimensional yesterday. So let's find someone else. Oh, it is. It's Nth Dimensional and Mr. Gibbons. So they're doing their version of what we just did. So we're actually going to raid over to. Should we do Nth Dimensional or Mr. Gibbons? Nth Dimensional is the smaller number membership. So we'll raid over there. Actually, how do we do this? How do we want to do this? Yeah, we'll raid Gibbons. We'll rate Gibbons because that way you'll watch the person who is doing the new stuff. And then if you want to like have do the squad stream or whatever. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll do it that way. I'm an Astrothy. Until tomorrow, I'll see you in space. And Matt, I'll probably see you in space a lot sooner than that.